ass.
All I know is it feels really weird to have your balls hanging down each side of a fucking thong string, okay?
Okay.
Oh my head. Slow down a bit.
You're right.
Gonna say, oh, you like that maneuvering? Conk.
Yeah, I know,
Song
it's
of the future.
the famous last words of my cockiness when it happens. You like that shit? Crash.
Crash.
Yeah, we love that shit. Do it again.
This shit was amazing.
Oh, there it is.
Let's go. Where you going, huh? Think you can run for me?
What happened?
No, purple. Let's just leave it as B. I'm just a car. Don't worry about it. I'm just a car.
What the frick? Stop moving.
No, I can make this happen. Don't worry about it. I got this. This is my driving skills. This is how we tow in my country. In India.
Typical American driving.
Purple, please flip that.
Flare gun.
I don't think it works.
Oh,
Okay, it does.
oh
It
shit,
works.
V. No.
Extinguish fire. I extinguished fire to myself. I think it worked. I died.
Oh, what?
The one time I use a fucking flare gun. Alongside the I'm a car clip. Don't worry about it, I'm a car. I'm not even mad. I mean, like, Brita's gonna Brita, you know? They can't get a grenade launcher, right? Expect them to get a flare gun, right?
Fucking flare gun's deadlier than the fucking grenade launcher.
Run.
Yeah, I just got it. Oh, it's fucking blocked off. You fucking Get away from me, fucking Wilbur! Huh? Ah! Fuck off! Please excuse my mini temper tantrum. It's a flying fish. Thanks for the follow, my friend. Welcome to the Church of the Lead Pipe. That's a zombie!
That's a zombie.
Oh, fuck off. 42 seconds left? Fuck you. Can somebody clip that? And what the fuck just happened there? Like that shot? We always find ourselves going down all sorts of funny little holes around here. Maybe if it'll work all the way up the baby's back, it'll work all the way up my ass crack. That is not a very functional fucking outhouse, okay? I would have some very sticky cheeks if I tried to use this one. So confused.
My senses have picked up something.
Fuck you.
Incoming enemy. Prepare for conflict.
Why don't you sit down and take a break, homie? You've earned it. Yep. The big one, the main one that helps the most is that PP. That didn't come out right. The other PP. And I can't eat my own fucking brownies. 50 points of damage to nearby enemy with each drum beat. Okay? I don't know how fast those beats are fucking going, but trust me, I can beat it really fast, okay? Don't read into that. We're like so fucking close, I want to just fucking play with it right now. I mean, okay. Don't read into that. So I was gonna try and fucking just tank the tank, and it just didn't.
Dude. Yep, that hurt.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, God. Two takes.
Shit.
2 takes.
Oh, I'm so fucked! So fucked!
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about me. We ain't gonna make this one. It's fine.
Oh shit, come on.
Oh my God, you did it. How the fuck?
Yeah, I have a big butt, and I cannot lie. Oh God, I should never say that again. Honey, am I more beautiful than this girl? What do you say? Dad, this is my impression of the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah! Oh my fuck. Keep going, purple.
Brilliant.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Speaking of epic pickups. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, theys and thems, my non-binary friends, as well as my sibs for the cribs. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Welcome back to the Church of the Lead Pipe. I packed the first bowl, I've taken the first puff, I passed the ditch to the left, my friends. Our stoned congregation is now in session. How's everybody doing today? Y'all taking care of yourselves, staying out of trouble? Anybody do anything fun and exciting they want to talk about today? What is up, y'all? So, Helldivers did a stupid. And honestly, if I'd have seen this before I purchased it, I wouldn't have purchased it to begin with. But I, of course, didn't fucking look. But apparently, they are requiring, as of March 6th, or not March 6th, May 6th, all Helldivers players on Steam have to fucking link their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. This is all fine and gravy, right? Right? Wrong. So, if they were going to require a PlayStation Network account to play the game, Why did they sell the game in 190 fucking countries or something stupid like that? 180, 190 fucking countries. PlayStation Network is only available in 62 or 69 countries. 69 countries. And they sold this game in fucking 190 something. 190 countries or whatever. 180, 190, something like that. Okay? Players in the Philippines can no longer play Helldivers 2. All accounts must be linked to a PlayStation Network account by June 4th, it sounds like. So, in light of that, I will no longer be playing Helldivers 2. Unless they reverse their fucking decision. And then they say that, okay, and then they've said that Sony has nothing to do with their company, doesn't own their fucking shit or anything, blah, 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 blah. Well, then why is this Sony's decision and not yours? There's so many other fucking multiplayer games on the PlayStation and PC both that don't require fucking linked fucking accounts. What's so fucking special about your fucking game? You scammed people in 130 different fucking countries because they've all played well past the fucking 2-hour fucking limit for refunds on Steam. Fuck is wrong with you? Shame on you, Arrowhead. You scammed people. I personally have already emailed the fucking Arrowhead devs, and I'm asking what I have to go through to get a fucking refund. A refund, assuming I'm not screwed. I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits. There are plenty of fucking games that don't require the PlayStation Network that are fucking on both fucking networks. They don't require linked accounts, I mean. Plenty of fucking games. Plenty of fucking games. Sony just wants to collect our fucking data so they can fucking resell it. I don't give a fuck. Arrowhead could have told Sony to go piss off. PlayStation Network's only in 69 different fucking countries. It would have been cheaper for them to alienate their PlayStation Network. Their PlayStation players. And there are people like me. Oh, Helldivers did a stupid, Daisy. As of May 4th, May 6th, all new Helldivers accounts are required to be linked to a PlayStation Network account. And any existing Helldivers accounts, Steam Helldivers purchases, must be linked to a PlayStation Network account by June 6th. June 4th. I myself will not be linking my account. Because I don't trust Sony. Just for starters. Okay. They've had enough fucking data breaches and fucking leaks and shit and fucking millions and millions of people's fucking credit cards fucking stolen, dating all the way back to 2008. They can go fuck themselves. Yep. I've already emailed, like I said, I emailed the devs of Helldivers asking how I can go about getting a refund because I will not be fucking setting up a PlayStation Network account. They can go fuck themselves. I'm not linking my shit. I have to say that what Arrowhead did with Sony was scummier than what they did with the day before. With Helldivers, they let us all play for a fucking while and then bait and switched us. No, it's the reason I bought fucking Helldivers is it didn't require that shit. I'm not linking my fucking shit. They can go fuck themselves. Alright, Ingalls. Blaze it. So yeah, as much as I like Helldivers, I'm not gonna link my fucking shit. And there's a couple of other instances too. There's another fucking thing too. So there's a guy who fucking purchased Helldivers on Steam and his PlayStation 5. 2 separate deals. So that he could so his son could fucking play with him. Okay? Right? Well, now they have to link the fucking accounts. So you get a refund for that second purchase of Helldivers? Like, what the fuck? Dude! Frosty, what's up, my friend? It's good to see you. I don't know if you play Helldivers at all, but I hope you're joining me in the boycott. I already left a bad review. So yeah, you should look at the Helldivers fucking reviews for the last fucking 24 hours. It went from all positives to fucking mixed in 24 hours. And if you actually look at the fucking the graph, it's fucking just slammed through the floor negatives. So, yeah. Oh. So, basically, we were told on the Discord that if we didn't like this decision by Sony to leave a bad review on Steam. This is what we were told by the fucking devs. Now, I think the devs were kind of joking, but we took them seriously. That's exactly what all of us did. People who had previously left good reviews switched them to negatives. People who didn't leave a review at all, like me, fucking left a negative review, because I don't leave reviews for games usually. Not unless they're like something exponentially good or exponentially bad. But typically I don't leave reviews. Okay? This scummy ass shit is something I would leave a review for. Okay? Especially when the game devs told me I should do it. You think I'm not going to? You think I'm fucking bluffing? Fuck out of here. I mean, I understand they're fucking sabotaging their reviews by doing that intentionally, okay? Because they want to take that bad review fucking list and throw that at Sony and say, look, this is what you just did to our fucking game. Okay? That's what the whole intent of their comment was, is to get us to do that. Okay, so they could take that and throw that at Sony, right? I guarantee you that's what that's about. That wasn't necessarily a dev just being fucking mouthy, or a community fucking relations person being mouthy, right? There was a purpose behind that. It's just gonna take them a lot to recover from it if it ever gets fixed. Is how many of us are just gonna go in there and change our reviews if the fucking decision gets reversed? I mean, I will. Right? Or I'll at the very least delete my review. You know? But how many people will actually go to that effort? People are quick to throw a negative at something that they wasted money on. But they're very slow to say anything good about the situation being fixed. This is what I've learned about customer service over the years. I don't know. As of this moment, though, like I said, I won't be playing Helldivers 2. It's a decision by Sony. And Sony is making it sound like it's fucking for security reasons and blah, 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 blah. But we all fucking know it's so they can fucking harvest our fucking data. Okay? Amongst other fucking things. Okay? Sony is not known for being secure. They have security breaches dating all the way back to 2008, including the fucking credit card numbers of millions of PlayStation Network users. Like, Sony's fucking bogus as shit. And my biggest regret in this whole fucking Helldivers purchase right now, my biggest regret is the malware that comes with it. And the fucking anti-cheat program. That fucking thing's a piece of fucking shit that installs as a rootkit. You can't remove those. They're there forever. Forever, ever, 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 ever. You have to fucking reformat your hard drive and start over to get rid of those fuckers. Because they fucking install underneath Windows. They become part of the boot process. That's why it's called a kernel-level anti-cheat. They're rootkits. They're spyware. They're malware. That was why when I installed Helldivers and I saw that fucking anti-cheat thing pop up, I'm like, ew, no, it's on my computer forever, gross. And fucking anti-cheats are fucking trash, man. Garbage. They don't even work. That's the best part, is they don't even fucking work. But anyway, rip Helldivers. It was a fun month. Right? Well, it's only available on PC and PlayStation 5, so unless you got a PS5, you weren't getting it anyway. But still. Rip Helldivers. I am going to keep an eye on. You have a PS5? Oh, you do have a PS5? Well, this decision wouldn't have phased you, honestly, since they're trying to force those of us that use Steam to link our accounts to PlayStation. Okay? And we're not having anything to fucking do with it. I ain't linking my shit. I already have my data in enough fucking places. My personal information in enough fucking places on the internet. The more places you fucking put your shit, the more your shit's at fucking risk. That's the internet, right? Right? Doesn't fucking matter. It's principle. The only time my information fucking goes somewhere is when I have literally no fucking choice. You know, like healthcare. Except that I can't afford that anyway, so. But anyway, so we're starting a new game tonight. Well, a new old game tonight. We're staying with this sneaky stealthy genre of games. We finished up Thief yesterday, and then I checked out the No Man's Sky update that I missed, which was actually kind of fun. But in keeping with the stealthy, sneaky, dark, dreary, thievy worlds, I'm breaking out the Dishonored franchise because that is another one of my all-time favorite game franchises. And they take a lot of inspiration from Thief and Assassin's Creed. So, mm. so I just gotta find them in my massive library of fucking games. There it is. Let's go ahead and cut the music. As always, once I get in the game, you guys aren't going to hear anything right away. I've got to come back to OBS and switch stuff over. So it's capturing the game audio. So you guys are going to have to give me a second with some of that. This is another game that I've wanted to be able to play at, like, higher graphical settings. I've owned these games for fucking years. Or at least the first one. The second one, I bought that, like, when it released. I suppose it's kind of a few years old now. But we are going to be playing through both games in the series. We are going to be doing one playthrough of the first game. I might do 2 playthroughs of the second game in the franchise. Because the second game in the franchise, there's actually 2 protagonist characters. You get to pick which one you want to be in the second game. And I think I'm going to do a non-lethal playthrough for the first one, and then a lethal playthrough for the second one, where I practically kill everybody. Alright, I had to tab out for 1 second, because I gotta make this do stuff and things. Change that to that. There. Graphics. Here's what I was looking for. Don't want vertical sync on, because vertical sync just causes all sorts of issues. But this I want to crank up. I want to be up in this region of resolution. There we go. That's a little bit more crisp. Alrighty. God, I love this game. I suppose I should like make this just a little bit brighter so you guys can like actually see what's going on, huh? There we go. It's so weird how it's darker on the stream feed than it is on my screen. It's Carvo.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send, so that you could remain near. But there is no one else, and the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you.
I think I need to
The
adjust the
plague has
volume.
taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace.
What's up,
Emily
Chris?
and
How
I
you
will
doing,
count
man?
the days until you return. Hurry home, and bring good news.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it.
Audio's like really loud. Sorry.
Cast off line. Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
A long way to bring bad news. The sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
Superstition. For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well, this was important. We need
Jesus
help with the
Christ.
rat plague.
Why I smoke weed, man?
Ho there! We're going up. Seal, ready. Turning on the pipes. And she's rising. Home at last. Steady pressure. And stop! Shut her down. The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
Ah, one of my favorite things. I can slide in this game. It's the one thing I was missing from Thief, man. Is a sliding mechanic.
Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back! Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait! Let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master. Okay, here we go. Follow me, Corvo. Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide.
I break it already? I got broke. I got broke it already, god damn it.
You know what to do next time?
Yes, yes.
Pressure. Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back! Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait! Let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master. Okay, here we go. While you were gone, Mother seemed very sad. I think she missed you. Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I come. Not here. Now let's see where you're hiding. Okay, you win. We should go now, so Mother can see you too. Later, will you give me more climbing lessons? Someday I'm going to climb up to the rooftop. Let's go! Come on!
She's so adorable.
Welcome home, Lord Protector.
Stop moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been.
They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid.
A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, High Overseer Campbell.
I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell. Run with me!
She'll see you at once.
Follow me, Corvo. Did you see any monsters while traveling to the other isles? My nanny says the big oceans.
They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that question, Your Majesty.
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily. Leave us, please.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Corvo. 2 days early. Full of surprises, as usual.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me.
Follow me, Captain.
What news have you brought?
We should leave them alone.
I hoped that one of the other cities had dealt with this before. Knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a graveyard.
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Mother is fine. Wait,
Where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here. Corvo, thank you. If you hadn't been here... No more! Not again!
Mommy!
No! Get away from her! Corvo!
Mommy! Get away! Corvo!
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one. You'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
Ward us all. Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress. What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Her own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Take him.
How's that for an intro? My aiming is a little rusty for this shit. So, okay, chat. What kind of playthrough do you want me to do? Lethal or non-lethal?
This is your final chance.
I will say, though,
Sign the confession and let me give you the rights to put your...
a non-lethal playthrough gives you the good ending. A lethal playthrough gives you the bad ending. Lethal playthroughs are easier. Non-lethal playthroughs are complicated.
Let's give the man some time to think.
I personally prefer non-lethal playthroughs for this game. The next game, I'm going to be doing both, because there's two different characters you can play.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak, and that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Non-lethal is so much more challenging and satisfying.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
Corvo, who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here's the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what is to come. A friend. Alright, well, sounds like I'm doing a non-lethal playthrough. And on that note, we need to save.
Tell me again what you'll do if Slack Jaw and his Bottle Street boys jump you. Bug someone else.
I need to... controls.
people are coming to the execution tomorrow. It's on account of Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter, Emily. So it's an occasion. Right. A social event for the high and mighty. Come see the noble Lord Protector get his head chopped. Look as bad as us betting on the dog fights.
Well, if I'm going non-lethal, I'm going as ghost as I can, too.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
For anybody who's wondering, I've done this level a few times. Just so you all know.
No, stupid goddamn Dublin son of Marlon God.
Oh god, my first playthrough through this was just atrocious, man. My first playthrough, I didn't realize there was a good ending, bad ending, so I kind of just did what I wanted.
Will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and dignitaries only.
I don't know why I'm grabbing the bullets and stuff. I'm not gonna shoot anybody.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice. Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Duty officers report Corvo interrogation. Corvo Atano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves. Follow their orders without hesitation and keep the torturer under control. If Corvo dies in his hands instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next.
Corvo's unconscious again. Though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful to us later. The assassination of an empress is not a trivial matter.
Excerpt from a book on the esoteric practices of the Abbey. Once a child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination is supported by cosmological conditions and other signs ongoing throughout the year. At the end of the cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to White Cliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which of the children will become overseers and which must be put down. That's fucking creepy.
Duckworth, you lazy slug.
Definitely not necessarily going that way.
Sorry, not yet. I was gonna report that for them. Forget it. Just do your rounds. A report's trouble for both of us. I'm moving.
Actually, no.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Huh?
Yeah.
Let me know if you want to gamble on the hounds again. I don't need shit from you. Nasty furry filth.
The AI is a little better in this game than it is in B.
Huh? Ha! You little bastard.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
But I can also lean in this, which is nice too. Just keep an eye on this guy, and as soon as he starts going back the other way, I'm going to choke this guy out and drag him into the shadows. And then I'll move after that guy and choke him out and hide him somewhere too.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless... accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Okay. This is also a game of patience, too.
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
No, stupid goddamn.
Now the trickier parts.
Corvo's execution is tomorrow, right? Yeah, but everything has to be set up today. I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress.
This is going to take me a couple of attempts here, because I don't remember how I dealt with these two before. They've got a pattern, but I don't remember how to exploit it yet.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
That's right, there's 3 guards. I'm gonna have to take a couple of stabs at this, I think. Just see what happens when I do different things here. Like, oh no, that's not gonna work, 'cause he's right there.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Did I tell you about the time I almost caught that guy who killed the Empress?
You always amuse me.
Okay, so I move over here.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Any chance you'll share your food with me tonight?
I don't need shit from
I don't know if this guy's gonna actually see me here. Find out.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Huh?
Yep, he saw me.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
I feel like I need to just run through here and see what the layout is. 'Cause I don't know what's on the other side of that door there. By the chair. I don't know if there's another door that's blocking the other guy in the back, blocking his sight of this guy or not.
Huh?
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Hey, I don't need shit from you.
solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing.
Alright, I'm just gonna
must be
run through
scheduled
here
in
and just see what the
advance,
fuck
with
is
1
up.
week's notice.
Take that.
Okay, there is a door here. Out of my way. Okay, so that changes things a little bit. Is now if I can time it so I can get through that door while his back is turned and the other guy is walking the other fucking way.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must
right
be
now.
scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Damn it. I gotta move quick if I'm gonna do this.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Don't walk in here, homie.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Easy peasy.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort for the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance.
This is fucking ridiculous, this shit. What? Come on. Fucking longer do I have my fucking
I need some drink.
Huh?
dignitaries only.
Damn it. I wanted not to close the fucking door. Oh yeah, I know. That's the one thing that Thief has that this really doesn't. But honestly, I can pass that because this game series is just fucking great. You've escaped Coldridge Prison with the help of hidden allies. You can reach the Wren Haven River. They promise to aid you in your next move.
He used some kind of explosive to blast his way out. That doesn't happen by accident.
You think he had help?
Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear and find Samuel where these tunnels dump out into the river. He will bring you to us, a friend who will meet you soon.
Who'd know how to do that?
Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan.
A couple of rats aren't a huge deal, but if there's like a swarm of them, they will eat you alive. Just gonna point that out. Amanda, I only had enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We're very sick, and there's no place above to hide from the city watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district, so we'll stay here and share our last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away. But they'll inherit this city, Damien.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies into carts headed to the flooded district?
Yeah, but screw that. That's too far. I don't want to catch the plague. You? No.
Doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe. Either way, let's just dump them down there like the rats eat them.
Front rats. I don't think there's anything actually down.
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
Greetings, Corvo, or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire and of the True Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, crafted for you of the finest materials in these isles, and meet with our man Samuel, near where these tunnels split into Wrenhaven River. All haste and luck. We share a common purpose. Jelly, in case you're too daft to remember, look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey. Got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, I'll come back for it next month. Yep, the combo is right there for this save chat.
He won't get past me, sir. Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
Then try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard. Smells like a dead weeper in here.
Seen anything scary? You always amuse me.
Probably is. They come here to die sometimes in the dark. Just slip into the water, don't come out. Bastard! Smells like a dead weeper in here.
still crying about that dice game? You always amuse me. Ha! You little bastard.
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
Corvo, over here. Quickly, I'm a friend. I'm Samuel. And I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. Well, they said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here. This is the Hound Pits pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Mysteries of Pandyssia. Excerpt from a book on the far continent of Pandysia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandysian continent as a place of wonder, where all of life has intertwined and blossomed across eons, producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world. Buckfire, thank you for gifting a sub to Grizz. I appreciate you, friend. The overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies, of cults of sub-men engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. The few who have traveled to the far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there in hopes of this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunwall itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
Yeah, I totally found a way to get up to my room before actually having the conversations. You know, I like finding ways of breaking the game.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace! Please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
A Grapper's Tale, Volume 2. Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandysia. Even the best of it doesn't seem to give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchers as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me.
Attention, citizens of
Havelock Log Entry 1. It's been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeed in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5.
The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The weeper count for the month of siege has increased.
Seems
the
we've
Lord
moved to a
Regent
new
has
phase.
decreed that
Martin's
plague
improvisation
organisms
support
will
for
remain in
the
effect
former
through
bodyguard
the
has
month
been
of
freed
May.
and is in
Stay
regional
alert
staging
and stay loyal.
Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. Is this off? Switch. Switch, where the hell is the...
Excerpt from a book on naval history. While each of the isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Bristol, hoping to someday captain such a ship. And family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. Excerpt from a travel journal of a young whaler. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1. A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister... Okay, this is the first part of the other book we read. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood, leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold, but beautiful white landscapes we had always known. We boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirit so, as the wind and pounding waves racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned. Tanned and sinewy, with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes, but she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Oh shit, that is a tier 2 sub. Goddamn, Muckfire. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
River traffic forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and...
Excerpt from a book of sea shanties sung by sailors. What will we do with a drunken whaler? What will we do with a drunken whaler? What will we do with a drunken whaler early in the morning? Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver, slice his throat with a rusty cleaver, slice his throat with a rusty cleaver early in the morning. Stuff him in a sack with, stuff him in a sack and throw him over, stuff him in a sack and throw him over, stuff him in a sack and throw him over early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning.
Facilitation.
That's pretty good. Excerpts from a series of Overseer Invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We'll burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise esoteric patterns, knots, and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, I am totally not finishing that. Sorry, chat. Nope! What's this? Okay, this is... we already read this one.
Do not attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
So it's starting at last,
I expect they're hard at work in there. Let's join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
Welcome to the Hound Pit. The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right.
This isn't one. We need men killed.
Yes, I'm a loot whore. Sorry.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation
I have to find all the
spread
fucking stuff
downriver,
and things.
as far as the river mouth and flooded district. Do not attempt to approach or destroy.
There's like a ton of secrets I can't even access yet that are around here too.
State property.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
Tag her
Risk
in
of
it on
execution, we're
Discord.
committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes.
Attention all citizens.
Piero's as much an artist.
Curfew extends from sundown to
He's going to be
sunrise
crafting the
unless
gear
you
we
are
need.
otherwise authorized.
Go talk to him.
Violators will be subject
We
to
can talk more when you're
interrogation
rested.
and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. happen now? The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess. Perfect. Now plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Center lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you. You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can. Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Hero. No, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals in crystal? King Sparrow feathers? You need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly. But this is my bar, and what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, and no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Excerpts from a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect, elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. An excerpt from a manual on New City Watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms called weepers in common parlance. Stating in the month of rain, interested officers may apply. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. An excerpt from a series of lectures on... this is another copy of... Wait, no, this is something else. Natural Philosophy by Piero Joplin. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs, of course, and why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Good morning, Cloud. How are you? Good to see you, man. What do you know, bro? Whale oil processing. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it yet still lives. That's fucked up. I'm doing alright. It's another day, man. Oh, whale oil refilling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is complete, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Graves Oil Company has done something correctly for once.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities, subject and the necessary legal amnesty.
This guy's a little fucked up, man. All I'm gonna say. He's not right in the head. The door to nowhere has proven to be a safety hazard. But for me, this project is an endless source of inspiration. With the proper application of energies, I believe I can transform the door frame into a window of sorts. One that will allow a traveler to cover the distance from my workshop to some distant arbitrary point in a single step. Currently, the step leads to a sheer drop, straight down into the courtyard, but in time, it will bridge gaps that will boggle the mind. Such work is many years away, to be sure, but if I survive this plague, I'm sure to succeed.
You've met Piero. Good. You'll want to get some rest now. You'll be needed soon.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of seas has increased.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Is the man dangerous?
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay, If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I. Admiral Havelock made it very clear that we aren't to carry lamps outside.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
You cannot save her, you cannot save her, you cannot save her, you cannot save her. Blah, blah, blah. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say that you're dead, like Mother. But I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it. So please come for me if you can. What's up, Muckfire?
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning. All of time is meaningless here, neither seconds nor centuries. Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky. The one who walks here is all things, cradle songs of comfort and bones gnawed by teeth. This is the place from which those who dabble in the black arts draw their power. And this place is their doom. I could feel the great age ending. This place is the end of all things, and the beginning. All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds nor centuries. Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
I never really knew what to think about the Outsider. And fun fact, in the second game in the series, Dishonored 2, you can actually choose to not take the Outsider's mark, and you can actually play that the second game without powers. And it actually is doable. The few times I've driven, it just gave me anxiety. The Journal of Granny Rags. Of course, I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can see out into the garden where the leaves and the stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into the dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Ver amore, everyone would say. Your house is as great as Boyle Manor, even better even. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was just barely a man. So young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand. All of my friends. I was the only one, dearie. Wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home. No. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandysia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me. Make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower. The royal headsman himself. Now, my little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with black eyes. After my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street, Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman and trying to make old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with the black eyes, dearie. Excerpt from a series of letters sent by a member of the Bottle Street gang. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street gang. Time was young, Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins. And to avoid the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little uns anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with the plan. We'd give everyone some part to play and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin, plus none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we're all taken in a bawdy show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's gonna be a bloody brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so he just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship, and it's about 4 feet made of thick links. And there are shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reach his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside. Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled when he sees Slackjaw out in the street. A look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the streets, Slackjaw spins and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm. Hook sunk into Mike the fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left hand, but he was a big guy, and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck it to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, we sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-Eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water, out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly open wide and a Trivian pear stuffed into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business. Real neat-like. Calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster snitches, the responsible citizens groups they'd called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch, too, telling them that he was just in town to stay, and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. Few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir, spiritual remedy, they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, where we could water the stuff down and sell it at discount. Doing the same with Sokolov elixirs was a smart plan. Pretty soon everyone in the slums was sick and business was good, but after a while, there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over the watch, started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cranked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations. That's kept us alive, so far. Crowley, Bottle Street Gang. That was a long-ass fucking book. Holy fucknuts, chat. My good God. Excerpt from the personal memoirs of Hiram Burroughs, dated several years earlier. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the Distillery District, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning. I'll grant them that. But it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day, removing the heads that need removing. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her every nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us. But I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the Royal Protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety. But a strong arm's not what is needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing, or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in the day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely. But the Empress won't hear of it. The waterlock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and will suffer for it, mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of the state. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fell asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and an evening of conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the estate district.
Attention
Oh, I don't
Dunwall
think I can
citizens.
get to that one
river traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
So, interesting thing about this particular game, chat. Did I read this book? No. For over a year now, this is an excerpt from the Overseer's Covert Field Report. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey without the company of my Overseer brethren, or the guidance of the blind sisters of the Ocular Order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times, I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins, frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So for this trick has allowed me to make my name among the murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off the Pandician coast, taken captive by pirates venturing from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dodd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories of a gang killer without mercy moving among the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through the wheat. Oh, I'm sorry. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy moving along the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through the wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years now believe he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers of the forbidden arts. Dodd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin, paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful. But all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop, he gestured and a noblewoman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene. carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother. She was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading haberweed. The occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in an argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is until Dodd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way towards him. I will not drop my guise nor don my overseer mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Ouch. How many fucking things I have? One. Bone charms. What do we have for bone charms? I'm gonna up to 7. So I got good lungs, breathe capacity underwater, increased slay, that's whatever. Alright, Raven, drop assassination gives you a bit of health. I won't be using that. I guess we can grab that for now. Eh. Okay, we'll get that. I got a really shit fucking series of fucking bone charms. Holy balls. So these bone charms are RNG every time you play through the game. I've gotten all sorts of different bone charms. My favorite one is the one that lets your chokeouts happen almost instantaneously. It's like my favorite one. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one this time. I really don't like any of those fucking ruins, man.
For Samuel, then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
An excerpt from a letter of public concern by anonymous authors. What you've read here is the truth, regardless of what you will hear from the authorities who rule over us. It is not a matter of coincidence that the former royal spy master is the one who stepped in when the late Empress fell. We who will remain nameless believe that these events are interconnected. The signs of oppression are all around us. The Sokolov designs, originally intended to provide light and warmth in our homes, have been turned against us as a means of inspiring fear and controlling our movements through the city. And where did this plague originate? Some say it wasn't, it was imported. A wild theory, perhaps? Or a wild theory? Perhaps. One of our members risked her life to obtain an internal report from the government, which we will be printing and sharing soon, called The Exquisite Tallboy, extolling the virtues of this newest member of the City Watch. To those in the streets below, these virtues are horrors, spread by stilted thugs who rain down fire on the sick and the poor. To these eyes, the Tallboy is another government bully, armed with incendiary devices, thickly armored and standing high overhead, looking down at the common people of the city. We know that the Tallboys are heavily drugged, imbibing a substance that renders them resistant to pain, but also dulls whatever empathy they might normally possess. Exquisite? We think not. Copy these words and share them with your neighbors, and remember, when the tides are lowest, the truth will be revealed.
Oh, Corvo, if you've a moment. Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kurnow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. but he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison, and I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Don't entirely remember how to save him. I think I choked him out last time.
What can I do for you?
Somewhere in the basements below, hound kills hound, and money changes hands. Such laughter, and they're singing old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Do not attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
When you want to set out, just give the word.
What time is it? Well, tell you what, guys. This is going to be a good spot to cut it for the night. I gotta work today. We
I'm ready when you
did
are, sir.
prologue, got that out the way. Chapter 1's done, or whatever you want to call it. And our new target is going to be, excuse me, High Overseer Campbell. Tomorrow night. Anyway, all of that, what we just did was just chapter 1. Plus the in-between bullshit. Which I kind of count as part of chapter 2, but not really. So. But, yeah. Gotta do one more save here. And we're gonna go ahead and shut her down for the night. But yeah. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you're enjoying Dishonored. And as was decided earlier in the night, this will be a non-lethal playthrough. I will not be killing anybody, which means going to be a lot of saves coming. Lots of saves coming, but you know, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. And then I also plan on playing the second game in this franchise as well, twice. Once with Corvo, and it's a non-lethal playthrough, and then the second playthrough is actually going to be as Emily, and that will be a lethal playthrough, and it'll be a new game plus, because that's going to be a fucking blast. Basically, we're going to do everything hard way with Corvo, and then have an easy fucking beat him up with Emily. It's going to be fucking awesome. But yeah, we're going to be going for the good and the bad ending with that one. But that'll be probably in the next week or two, whenever I get done with Dishonored 1. So, don't go anywhere just yet, you guys. We are gonna find somebody to raid. We're gonna smoke a little weed. I actually barely smoked any weed tonight. Actually, no, I think I did smoke a couple bowls. I don't know. Who are we gonna raid? Let's raid a Nico. Oh, jeez. He's wrapping up. Never mind. Back up 10 yards. Punt again. Streisand, maybe? He's only been going for an hour. Alright. So yeah, having a good time with Dishonored, you guys. I'm glad you guys want me to do the non-lethal with this one, because that makes it so much more of a challenge and a lot more fun, honestly, and so much more satisfying. You guys want me to do a lethal playthrough at some point? You know, let me know too. We could probably arrange that as well. I might New Game Plus that though, if we do it. You know, that way we can just kind of blast through it really fast. But I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get that far. I don't know. But anyway, our raid target tonight is going to be Streisand. And when we get over there, you guys, I want you all to give them a follow and show them love and support from our community and let them know that the Church of the Lead Pipe is always with them. As for me, I'm taking another puff. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'd like to thank you all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I love and appreciate all y'all. If you like my content, be sure to click the follow button so you get notifications as to when I'm live. I'm here Monday through Thursday nights from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time until at least 4 a.m. and Saturday through Monday mornings from 1 a.m. Central Standard Time until 4 a.m. Means I'll be back again tonight. When I get off of work, I'll be back for some more Dishonored. My friends and homies and crew over on YouTube, thanks again for coming back and checking out the VODs every day when I upload them. I know I had a whole slew of them uploaded this morning. I'm sorry about that. One was the end of Thief, and one was a quick checkout of No Man's Sky, and then the other one was a second attempt at uploading the botched Warband bugginess to our game crashes stream list. So yeah, I do apologize for that. YouTube or Twitch or somebody fucking derped and it wouldn't encode, so I had to re-upload it. Anyway, that's beside the point. Thank you again for coming and checking out our VODs every day. If you want to help the channel out and you like what's going on here, all you got to do is collect. What the fuck? Oh my god, I need to get some sleep. All you got to do is click the subscribe button and the bell. You'll get notifications as to when I upload another VOD for you guys. And if you click the like button, that'll help with the algorithms, you guys. And then for those of you over there on YouTube who are also part of the Twitch community here, as always, like I do every night, I leave a link down below in the description. It's a link to our Twitch channel. I invite you guys, every one of you guys, to come and smoke a bowl with me. I'm here every night, getting high, jamming out to tunes, and playing games, you guys. Just click the link down below, click the follow button on our channel page, and you'll get a notification as to when I'm live. I look forward to smoking a bowl with you. But anyway, you guys, it's time for you to take the last puff and get the hell out of here. Have a good night, Soyas. It was good to see you, dude. Give the fam a hug for me. And with that last puff, you guys, I am out of here. Thanks again for coming and hanging out, y'all. I'll be back again tonight when I get off work. But until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Stay safe and stay high. I love y'all. Peace.